Now the Burmen are becoming more and more, occupying. I mean, the Irrawaddy Delta, the PQ. Okay, they are more Burmen.
Well, the Burman relocation pretty much
So
intensified after '62 with land grab and moving a lot of the population into the Karen territory, correct?
yes, land grab.
So here we are now, after 1995, after Manipula fell, from 1995 to today, 2024.
1995, of course, there was a, upset.
But at this
But
time, also,
politically, we carry on.
but at this point, KNU leader was General Bomyak, and he ruled. He was in charge for almost 30 years.
That was Padoba then became chairman or president of the KNU in 1995 or 6 something. General Bomya was vice president. So the enemy, used religion to divide the Karen and became uprising. But they blame some Karen turncoat, sort of, Of course, the military used self, seeking opportunity. They pick some, not all, some of them.
So we can forward
They
now.
promised to enrich them.
Right. So we can forward now to turbulent times. Now we have Mansha came in.
Mansha was, yes, after, he was general secretary of, we call it general secretary of the KNU. And he was against, because peace talk, the Burman was still trying to divide and to force us to surrender or to persuade us to surrender,
So what was going on with Mansha as a leader of the KNU? Why was he killed?
He was killed because I think he resisted against the peace, process led by the military. Not sincere. He saw it from the very beginning. It was just a trick,
Right.
They used the DKBA, then the Kachin, they easily make peace. And then when they come to Karen, like insane talk, in Rangoon talk, they said you have to surrender first. You have to give up. Armed struggle. And there will be, peace.
Now let's go to after Mansha. We have
Mansha was
we have Mutu coming in there, right? After Mansha,
not right away, not right away.
or was it
After Mansha, Padobatin's time, that was. After Mansha, General Tharckabaw became president. And then
Mutu?
that was the time when I became vice president.
Right. Okay.
Mutu they cheated, there's a voting fraud.
The KNU.
KNU.
Okay.
It was led by pastor. Sorry to say that it was a Baptist pastor, he became a turncoat. Okay. And those what I call is Malaysia people. They are like Tutule, David Tall, and before that there was also Arthur Shui. Those people, Arthur Shui. Maybe you don't know. Anyhow, they met the Burman, and the Burman promised this, that, and we have a revolution. The life of revolution is not easy, We a lot of deprivation. We have to face a lot of deprivation, There's malaria all the time, and it's not easy. So some became opportunists,
And then Mutu came into power.
Mutu came into power, and he break up. In Tharckabaw's time, I led in forming ethnic nationality. We call it UNFC, United uh, Nationalities Federal Council, UNFC. And the principle was, of course, there was pressure from the democratic country led by U.S., Japan. They came
And
pressure.
during this time,
And the other side is mainly, of course, the democratic countries came to pressure.
and also this time is where the NCA began with Aung San Suu Kyi.
U.S. actually, the U.S. came. The U.S. came and they sent NGOs. A lot of NGOs came here, and they trained us for conflict resolution, negotiation,
Right.
no, and peace building. And when we say, regime change, they don't have. In Clinton's time, they still think that they could reform.
Right.
They are darling,
Right.
military.
They're militarily darling. They're coup
But
d'etat with
there
new win.
was, of course, a great disservice to the people of Burma.
At this moment, we're here at Kuwait now.
Kuwait is totally. He abandoned the Sovereignty principle altogether. He said he was going to form KNU, will become a legal party, in the legal form, and the current troops will become BGF. So
Okay, so this is where
this is
where General Bomyak comes in. General Nerdamyak comes in 2020 with the incident.
They found the reason to expel him.
Correct.
For reason of his people killing 25 Burman spies. Burman spies were disguised as civilians. But the killing, of course, didn't take place out of cold blood. It was in a moment of a sort of what you call aberration. Huh? They were retained. They seized about I think 50 men, women, children,
Right.
and so they were released, and they retained 25
under the order of.
I don't know the details,
but under the command of General Nada, all the women and children were released.
Released already. They retained 25.
So after those 25,
they were about to release also after some some lecture.
Right.
Lecture about the current resistance. But what happened was the enemy came and shelled, concentration fire. It's true. Sort of, this bill must be really important. And some are trying to run away, so they started shooting.
So after this incident, General Nada was released from the KNDO and released from the membership as a KNU. Now here we are as Gothule Army was established. I don't
know the details, but probably temporary or I don't know, permanent. But they dislike. They regarded his father as a hardliner. Actually, he was a hardliner. He went to sea, but when demanded to abandon sovereignty principle, he came back. No, we cannot do that.
So that's where the Gothule Army was now established in 2021.
Yeah,
and here we are in
a way to uphold the sovereignty principle also, in a way to uphold. But they already given up,
They didn't, but they didn't think Nurda was going to last.
Mutu, including Mutu.
Right, but they didn't think Nurda was going to last this long, from 2021 to 2024.
They thought that, there will be peace and they will be going in a big way, and a lot of economic development promised by the democratic countries like Japan, U.S., British.
Right. And here we are. August 12th, Matura Day, 74th.
Yeah.
And here we are.
And that's why I said, I thank Min Aung Hlaing for seizing power. That makes us see, the true nature of the military dictators, They never they will just continue like imperial power. They want to control everybody.
So here we are in the evening, at nighttime, at 8 o'clock on the eve of Matura Day. What's your suggestion or advice to General Nerdamyat? And with regards to, for you, your opinion, what should happen to the revolution?
What should happen? Well, the revolution, we have to, I think, right away form. I think as soon as possible, form the alliance, a big alliance, because we are not very sure about NUG. NUG also, still they didn't talk about federalism.
What's your opinion of people saying that NUG was initially an LD? That because majority,
Yes,
most of the members of NUG,
NLD.
most of the members of NUGs were NLD.
But I'm not against NLD. NLD is good, but maybe some elements are racial supremacists, And it, there was a government, NLD, also in 1990 when the military refused to hand over power after they winning the party. Uh, Also, some NLD leaders came and formed in Manipur, National Coalition Government of the Union of Burma. I think you know that, NCGUB.
Yes.
Yes. I serve as a secretary. I mean, not executive secretary, but for controlling correspondence and things like that.
So where does the NUG align with the Korean revolution and the Gothule army?
Not very clear. They are helping KNU. What I have, they give 1 million to look after PDF. So they train some PDF in 7th Brigade. 7th Brigade is actually the base area for these NCA people. They are a coalition of self-seeking opportunists. Yeah. Okay. Now they realize, they now they. I think their eyes are wide open now. They couldn't rely on the military, probably.
And Gothule army is growing.
Oh yes, of course. We have to set up this. Like I said, to uphold the sovereignty principle also, and of course they break up the alliance, the ethnic alliance. Sign this NCA.
Right.
It was going on for 4 years, Near Thein Sein, and first Thein Sein, and later Aung San Suu Kyi. Aung San Suu Kyi was also under pressure from the U.S. To what they call reconciliation, national reconciliation, because when there's democracy, they will come in a big way for development, and the party hacks will benefit, including some political appointees. So there is corruption.
Right.
So they force us. Of course, their policy succeeded in Indonesia,
Right.
In South Korea, and what else? Well, they succeeded at least. They use their clients, military dictators, and they managed to get rid of them. But not here, not in the case of Burma.
So you have abundant knowledge of the history as we just went over.
Yeah.
We went from the Revolution 48 all the way to here we are with Gothule Army. What's your final thoughts and where we go from here?
To the KNU, if they have any sense, they will admit their mistake. They deviated from the true path of the revolution, true revolution, and manage for, organize for unity of the current forces again.
Well, it'll be
We have
interesting.
to try that.
It'll be interesting to see where we're at exactly 1 year from today. Hopefully, we can see each other and see where the progress is.
Yes, there's after the fall of the military is about to fall because the Burman themselves are not actively, the after seizure of power in 2021.
Militarily, they no longer have a lot of the control of the hillside area here
No,
where
no,
we
no.
stand. All they have is air power.
There are also conflict within their own circle,
Right.
within the military dictators. Circle, there's conflict. You are wrong, I'm right, this, that. There's purges going on. And some military officers actually supported NLD. They supported Aung San Suu Kyi for democracy and for peace.
But the military hasn't broken away from that yet. Broken away from me
Well,
online.
they break away in droves,
Right.
surrendering. Some are running away. Some are trying to, run away to neighboring countries. I don't know where they are. India is a most likely place they have to run because India is the last, power helping the military is India.
So it sounds like you're
Even the Chinese have washed their hands already.
So it sounds like your final resolution is advice to Nirda is to continue the revolution by upholding Bauji 4 principles.
Yeah, sure. We have to uphold that. We have uphold that. We have to. If there's any federal, it must be total equality among all the ethnic nationalities. Otherwise, it's better to have independence.
Right.
Yeah. But we cannot, I think, agitate for independence and declare publicly because independence would be seen as a
Succession, you said.
secession and breaking up a nation state already recognized by international community.
But it wasn't formed.
I mean
properly.
the big powers,
Right.
not the small powers. Is no problem. They cannot have us. Maybe they can support us verbally, but morally they can support us.
Well,
But what we need is material support, like development, even after overthrow of military.
Even with this region, there's no electricity. There's no dam. To provide electricity for the whole area here.
We don't have we don't have the money to build a dam, even if we have the natural. I mean,
natural resource.
The resources like river, Salween River, every dam, 2 dam, 3 dam, there was more than enough electricity.
All right, thank you very much. We went over a lot. Thank you.
Thank you also for me to speak my mind.
Yes.
Appreciate
Appreciate
thank
it.
you. Thank you for chance to express.